stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. First day of spring.
Full house.
It's good.
Hurrah for that. And I wore my Michigan State tie because Sparty looked good this past weekend. Go green. I'm a big Sparty. Yeah, go white. Good. And, yeah. So hopefully they'll do good Thursday night. All right, roll call, please.
Cindy Valentine, here. Chris O'Regan.
Here.
Christy Hiltonen.
Here.
Artie Bryson.
Here.
Mark Bouchard.
Here.
Maureen Bory.
Here.
Joanne Shirkey.
Absent excuse. Okay, first thing we have is a public hearing set for a trust fund grant. I'm preparing to purchase, help purchase park exercise equipment. I will entertain a motion to open the hearing.
Make a motion to open the public hearing for the trust fund grant for park exercise equipment at 6:01 PM.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, I'll open up the public hearing for a trust fund grant we're applying for. What it is, I'm not sure if you heard, but we did receive no match grant for $584,000 to put new playscape in our park next door. And what we wanted to do also is put a bunch of outdoor exercise equipment. It's pretty cool. It's about 17 stations. It is 17 stations. And it's on that rubber mat. In 3 spots along our walking path. And basically, we're doing a trust fund grant, and the trust fund grant will pay up to 25% for that. It's a trust fund development grant. And for that, we have to have a public hearing, so this is it. Does anybody want to comment on our arranging the grant for our outdoor exercise equipment?
You said the trust fund grant would pay up to 25. You meant 75. We pay 25,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
So it pays 75.
right. But I set it up so we pay 26% because it scores better, actually.
Is this
So-
a project that has to be shovel-ready, basically? So it's not something that we could do like for the Crispin Drain Park that we were looking at? That's too far down the line?
Want to come up? Yeah, please.
Just my name or just a question?
Name and, yeah. that's good.
I'm Gary Bolak, live on Harson's Island.
Yep.
Just a question. What's the liability with it being there? Is there going to be any exposure at all?
It wouldn't be any other added liability to what we already have
Okay.
under our insurance with the park, so, yeah. Good question, thank you. Anybody else? Hearing none? Last call. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for the trust fund grant for park exercise equipment at 6:04.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion?
Do you know how much, what's the proposed amount? So what's our 26% going to be?
Oh, that will be on the resolution we
Oh,
pass
okay.
later.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, we have motion and support to close the hearing. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, we did that. Bills payable, I'll entertain a motion.
Board, I'll make a motion to approve bills payable in the amount of $206,175.13.
Support. Okay, motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mark Bouchard?
Yes.
Maureen Bory?
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Chris O'Regan?
Yes.
Christy Hiltonen?
Yes.
Artie Bryson?
Yes. All right, motion passes. Next, we have the supervisor's report. I'm sure that's why you're all here, right? All right. Been working on budgets. I always want to mention to department heads, gather your wish lists and priorities. It's going to be an interesting budget year this year, that's for sure. Doing a lot of paperwork. We're submitting for a federal earmark to pay for our phase 2 of our water main project. If you recall, for the phase 1 along M29, we received $2.5 million, and this ask is going to be approximately $1 million. We submitted to Lisa McLean's office last week, and we're going to do Gary Peters and Debbie Stavenaw's this week. I'm submitting that the grant is going to pay for 80% of the project costs, which is the max, and we received lots of support letters from SEMCOG, the county, Elginak, IRA, MTA, and there's a few more in there. So this is going to score very high because it will, basically we're going to put a water main from Anchor Bay Drive to IRA Township. So potentially we could get supplied our water from IRA Township if needed. And so if there was an issue with the Elginak plant that pulls out of the river, we could change a few valves and be supplied by water from IRA. Or likewise, and that would include Elginak, and likewise, if there was a problem with the IRA plant, we could essentially supply IRA with water through Elginak and Clay Township. So just for that alone, it's going to score very high. I'm pretty confident about it, and also, we're replacing a water main that was put in 1937, so it's about the last of our real old water mains that this project would take over. So that's basically it. Okay, working on state funding for a solution for wastewater treatment in San Souci. Been talking to a lot of state legislators and the county, the EDA on it, and we're getting rough designs and quotes for the project right now. I myself would like to have a big community septic field, but Eagle shot that down. So we're looking at small batch plants right now. And there again, once we get numbers and everything, we'll be looking for funding opportunities for that. Let's see, also seeing a lot of grant opportunities for new public safety buildings, and that will be a thing that we will entertain here once we get a concept design. So let's see, our spring cleanup is May 20th on both Mainland and Harsons, and May 21st on Harsons, 8 to 4. Setting up negotiations in April. I got, I think, dates for 4 of our 6 unions already. And so we'll be talking to them and hopefully coming to new contracts will be signed. Emergency siren test. There's a special emergency siren test being done on March 22nd at 1 o'clock. So that's what, in 2 days from now. And when you hear it, you'll probably forget I mentioned it and then remember afterwards. So, all right, been meeting with potential investors for a fast restaurant chain, actually, in Clay. I met with them last week. It went very well, and they're going to be going forward with their plans. So that's good. And whenever we can bring in jobs and capital investment, I think it's a good thing. Oh, Saturday I was challenged to a Pinewood Derby race by the mayor of Algonac. And I should have brought it.
I can't believe you didn't.
I know it. I built my Pinewood Derby the last couple of weeks, my car. It was the Deathmobile from Animal House. And it was a great event. It was an adult Pinewood Derby race that they did to raise money for the Scouts, the Boys and Cub Scouts. And I think they raised almost $1,000. And total, I think there was 24 cars that entered. Anyhow, there was a race-off between me and the mayor of Algonac. We smoked them. I smoked them. We won 3 out of 4 heats. The one I lost, my car wiped out, did a tailspin and wiped out. But, yeah, it was a cool event, and the Boy Scouts were the real winners. So that was fun. I wanted to mention, too, the fire department dispatcher and everybody that was involved did a fantastic job with the response at the Old Club fire. And I want to give special kudos to dispatcher Dale Williams, who was the cool voice at the end of the mic in dispatch. And I thought he was like an orchestra leader during that. I'd like to give him big kudos too. But everyone did well, and thank God nobody got hurt. Working on music in the park and clay days and other fun stuff. And oh yeah, we're going to have our block party in San Souci, May 20th. So we got 3 bands lined up for that, and it should be fun. That's all I have. Okay. Next, we have public comments. Any public comments? Come on up and state your name.
Hi, my name's Kathy Harrison. I live at 301 Monroe on Harsland Island. Already in the board, I just have one simple question for you. Years ago, when you made up the schedule for the yearly board meetings, and it was posted in the Voice newspaper that you would come to the island 3 times within that year. You even stated yourself already at the meetings that you enjoyed coming over and that we had such a great turnout. And all of a sudden, we're off the calendar. So what's your reason for not sharing with us? Why did you take that away from the islanders? We're part of Clay Township, but it seems that we are not such a high priority on your list. I think it would be fair on the calendar for 2024 that we should be reinstated to at least come to the island 3 times within the year, because we also have issues that we would like to discuss. And why should we always cross over? Why not you and the board? Do you not want to wait for the ferry?
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Harold Stieber, Harson's Island, 7111 Marks. And I'm just reiterating what I've said at past meetings. If you could please move the public comments to the end of the meeting instead of the beginning of the meeting, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any other public comments? No other public comments? Okay, moving along to the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, excuse me, consisting of the minutes of the board meeting of 3/6/23, the cemetery cleanup notice that the cemeteries will be cleaned up beginning April 3rd, removing the grave blankets, communication for the termination of W. Huber, and board-approved check reports in between meetings and EFT transactions.
Support.
Okay, I have motion and support. Any questions, or do we need to pull anything out? Hearing none. All in favor of the consent agenda as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, under new business, we have resolution 2305 for the trust fund grant on exercise equipment. And, boy, it's hard to read in my copy. Essentially, the total price of the package is $293,000. And we are asking for $215,000 through this grant. And that will leave us a balance of what, around 76, was it? Mm-hmm. And the DDA already committed $50,000. I haven't presented them with this yet, with the $76,000 number. But but I had to get this passed, the grant passed by the highest board with authority over our area, which was us. So for it to apply for the grant. But that's it in a nutshell. I'll make a motion that we pass resolution 2023-05.
I'll support.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Yeah, when's the deadline on the grant?
April 1st,
Okay, so it's before our next meeting.
yes.
I'd just like to know if the DDA is going to cover it all, but it's 20-some thousand.
Right. We have that in our Parks and Rec fund.
As long as we have it, because, I mean, the budget next year, some stuff we got to look at, right?
Parks and Rec has got restricted funds, correct?
Yeah, Parks and Rec has
Has
to
to
be
be.
spent on Parks and Rec.
Okay.
So,
Did we say we're moving our current playscape over to Browns Field?
I'd like to do that.
And do we have money set aside or earmarked for that project?
Yep, a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Might be able to
There
get
might be
volunteers, too.
there might be some costs in renovating it. We're not sure what that would be, but, the existing. But, I would hope that if it takes a few more dollars, that the association would help us with that. But to purchase that playscape new right now would be about $80,000. And, yeah.
I would think you could get some volunteers.
Well,
to-
yeah, but we
to
need
bring it over
to
and
make sure it's done right
Safe.
for them.
Yeah.
So we would probably have our water department do the physical part of it, take it apart and move it over to Browns. That's kind of,
See what it looks like after we get it
yeah,
up and moving.
but that's, really not what we're talking about here, but that's the plan.
And what about green space? How much of the proposed green space do you think this exercise equipment will take up of the available green space that we have right now?
Very low percentage. Here's the map where it's going to go. Where is it? The last one. It's these three spots right here, Chris.
Okay, and you think this is relatively scaled?
Oh, yeah.
This is where the old,
Taft and Lake Point?
Yeah. Two of them are on the west side of the park, and then one on the south by where the new pickleball court will go.
yeah, it's just missing the basketball and the splash pad. That's why it looks so hot for the butt.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
It's like 10 to 15%, right, of the green space maybe that's there?
Oh,
It's not
less
there.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks less than 5% of the green space.
Yeah.
I just don't want to, I mean, it's valuable space.
Yeah, and it's gonna be along the walking
picnic.
paths. So, I mean, it's not gonna be in the middle of where we picnic or do other things.
Pretty much unused space right now.
And the thought is, when people are walking, they can stop and do, with this, you'll be able to do weight training, balance, cardio, and core workout. I was even gonna put a post near there, so when they're walking their dog, they put the leash on the post, and Rover can watch them do some exercise, because a lot of people walk their dog in there. So, and they're starting to come around. I think the only one in this county is Fort Gratiot. They have them on what's the walkway near 8 Mile in Detroit, or I can't remember that long bike path that goes to, what's that? Yes, the DeQuinder Cut, thank you. They got them there, and oddly enough, what we're looking for is the company Greenfield, and they're 12 months out of the year, they actually have them up in Alaska, in Anchorage, and they do fine up there all winter long, so. Any more discussion? What I plan on doing too, because there's 2 more rounds of the Spark Grant, is reapplying for the Spark Grant for this too. And the guys at the DNR said if we're awarded that, the Spark Grant would cover our match for the trust fund grant.
Well, that would make the decision a lot easier.
Yeah, so, like I said, I was there in Lansing, and they said, Artie, you should apply for the trust fund for this. So I said, okay, I will.
But you believe right now that we have DDA support?
Yes.
Well, that'll help too, won't it? I said that'll help too, won't it?
Yep. Any more discussion, or? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Chris O'Regan,
Yes.
Christy Hiltonen,
Yes.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Okay, motion pass. Okay, next we have a resolution in support of the 26 Mile Road Corridor project. And this project changes daily. And I was talking to the county Thursday, and actually some people in Ira Township today. I don't think the county is willing to put forth funds for a sewer plant in Ira now. And like I say, it's changing. In this, they have $31 million used throughout the county. I don't know what the board's feeling is, but instead of going ahead and approving this, maybe we should postpone it until we get a better idea of what they really are wanting to do.
I wouldn't want to postpone it because that would be bringing back the same resolution.
Or table it?
I would prefer to, I'll make a motion to table it.
Okay. Now I heard informal discussions, instead of building a sewer plant in Ira, which a lot of that money was going for, that they would run a sewer pipe from M29 down Palms up to 26 Mile Road and cap it. And then just do the engineering to go east and west with sewer from that. And then I'm not sure, they might be doing a study on our wastewater treatment plant on expanding that. Quite honestly, 2 weeks ago, Wade Trim did their feasibility study, and I didn't like it. I mean, I don't think the county got their money's worth. You would have thought that this would have been in there. They did everything what they had to do as far as changes with zoning and zoning ordinances and the master plans to get them all, everybody in the same page as far as setbacks and that type of thing. And they spent 3 paragraphs on infrastructure. That's it, 3. And I'm in this meeting, I goes, wait a second, that's a big elephant in the room. I mean, it's really cheap to and quick to change ordinances as far as zoning, but infrastructure is expensive and it takes a long time, so shouldn't we been doing that first? And yeah, so, but so I'm not sure what the county's doing, so.
Well, I mean, this is asking us to support and urge the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners to allocate that funding, and
Right.
I haven't seen any proposal from them, any study from them, so I'd have a hard time. So I'll make a motion to table the resolution 2023-06.
Yeah, I support. We don't have enough detail concerning the long run here. We may get, pardon the pun, get caught with our pants down. Comes down here.
Unintended consequences?
Yep.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, there's just too many unknowns right now, and it is what it is, so. Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Supervisor, has anybody else, our neighboring communities, supported this resolution as you're aware of yet?
Ira has,
Ira has?
and I'm not sure if Cotterville actually has. Casco, it's a big debate. And I think East China, I don't think East China is past it either, but they don't have as much doubt. I mean, looking at it without diving into it, it's all about, creating jobs and capital investment. It wouldn't be here, but it would be in the county. And I think we would benefit for, having jobs, and it would definitely help our housing market. And instead of having to drive to Auburn Hills or something for a good job, we have them right in our backyard. So, but like I say, the plan changes. It's drastically changed since, 2.5 weeks ago when Wade Trim gave their proposal or their findings at a meeting a couple Fridays, 2.5 weeks ago. And so I'm not, like I say, comfortable with doing this right now either.
Well, it's pretty much a win-win for Ira and maybe other communities, but with us, as soon as we get everything in place, probably 10 years from now, we're going to be stuck with a new waste treatment facility.
Well, it would be in Ira.
Well,
We wouldn't be, but the county would be.
well, if it comes down this way, that's what I
Right.
figured, we'll still be stuck
Yeah.
with it.
We'd want some help with our wastewater treatment plant too, to do this, because our area would probably grow if the jobs are coming.
Right,
So we'd have to have some help.
yep. Okay, we have a motion to table
And support.
and support. Any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Krista Regan.
Yes.
Christy Hiltonen.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes.
Maureen Bory.
Yes.
Mark
Motion-
Richard.
Motion carries. Okay, next we have,
You yes?
Thank you.
Yes.
oh, did I cut you off?
Skipped over by
No,
mistake.
Cindy did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, next, HIDA, Hartson Island Transportation Authority, request for a letter of support.
Hi, my name's Harold Bain, Chairman of HIDA, and I just got this.
Sorry. It helps you out, I already have one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, why I'm here today, and thank you, Cindy, for getting me on the agenda so fast. I didn't know there was a time limit or anything like that, but I just want to say thanks. Yeah, what we're looking for is a letter of support from Clay Township supporting what our prime directive is. It is basically is stating that we want to establish, plan, promote, purchase, acquire, establish, own, operate, or cause to be operated, maintain, improve, enlarge, modernize inter-waterway and transit waterway systems serving the Harsons Island area. So we went to MDOT. MDOT gave us their approval, and basically we're dealing with Debbie Stabenow's office right now, Gary Peters' office, Lisa McLean, and the big one here is the MDOT gave us their blessing. So I just wanted to get a blessing from Clay Township because we're already in negotiations with Blue Water with Dave McElroy, and they want us to go and get a blessing from you guys. And I was at the same meeting Artie was talking about the sewers, and yeah, it was. And I'm going to be getting on the board because I also got it from Dave Vandenbush. So.
You got support from him?
Yep, support from Dave Vandenbush. So, I mean, they already know. I'm going to get on the agenda for the St. Clair County, too. So,
Oh, okay.
They're my next run after you guys. I guess I kind of started backwards a little bit, but I'm here.
So, I asked you for a letter, a draft.
Yeah, this is
You
what.
sent this, I don't have a problem doing, addressing to Debbie Stabenow, and I'll even do one for Peters, and, for this specific grant. Version,
Well, I also got to have one for Blue Water because Blue Water wants us to entertain it with them. That's why I'm here, because Dave
Okay.
McElroy wants one from Blue Water.
Right.
For them and the St. Clair County.
Right.
Commissioners.
Yeah, I myself personally, I feel more comfortable doing a specific for Blue Water. All it's got to do is change the address. And
Yeah,
can send
I
it
understand.
to you.
Well, me and Cindy had
Versus
this
a blanket.
conversation already once today. It's like, okay.
Versus a blanket to whom it concerns, and it doesn't
Right,
get specific.
and we got into that when I talked to Cindy on the
Okay.
phone. So, yeah, I'm well aware that it was my mistake.
What you were addressing, the alternative
Yes.
transportation back and forth from Harsons Island,
Yes.
obviously. And if I'm not mistaken, that is in the master plan.
It is in the master plan. It's in St. Clair County's master plan now,
Okay.
and it's on SEMCOG's radar, and also it's on right here, MDOT's radar too. They're really working with us hard.
Okay. So basically in compliance with.
Yeah, I'm going through the motions and making sure I'm in compliant with everything and all the writings and what they want. So,
What's your earliest deadline that you need a letter from us?
well, we've already sent it in to Senator Peters' office and Debbie Stabenow, but I got to have one for Dave McElroy. Dave McElroy is going in front of the Blue Water Board on the 22nd,
Wednesday?
which is Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, because Peter,
Yeah.
that ship sailed.
Yeah, that ship sailed, and we
Yeah.
already, we went with what MDOT had for us and everything else, so, yeah, I kind of, I'm new to this. So I'm learning as I'm going along, and I didn't realize, and I'm learning about grant writing, and you're right, Artie, it's more than,
Free money ain't easy money.
No, it is not easy. I got it. It's
Tell you
like-
that right now.
We hired a grant writer. That's why it's not easy. I give up. We'll pay.
Mr. Bain, what are you seeking from us today, then?
I'm just basically seeking a letter that states that you're in with, you're backing the Transportation Authority seeking alternative transportation to Harson's Island. That's what I'm really here for.
And basically in compliance with the.
Basically in compliance with the master plan.
The last sentence on this DOT letter in the first paragraph,
Yes.
it really like narrows the search.
Are you talking
right?
about the safe, affordable, and alternative
to
transportation?
support funding,
Yeah.
to seek alternatives, safe
Yeah.
for life. So it goes.
It goes way bigger than this.
What's that?
It goes way bigger than this. I mean, but I have to start here at this level to get your approval to move forward.
Yeah, and I'm with you. But this particular letter narrows the viewpoint and the scope of what you're seeking, right? To support funding, to seek alternative. Whereas the letter that we received is,
Right.
much broader.
Yeah, well, the
And you
letter
had
you received
discussion
is what
already.
Dave McElroy wanted from us. This is a pinpoint targeting for funding from Gary Peters' office.
So the letter you sent us is what Dave wants?
Dave McElroy wants the board to be in line with us on seeking alternative transportation.
Okay.
And then that's going to go right over to St. Clair County Commissioners to the same thing. So I'll need one for that one too.
So basically, I mean, this line in the second paragraph that says MDOT has been working with HIDA in their mission to provide safe, affordable, and alternative transportation services, it's basically about all you'd need from the board.
Yeah,
Is that
basically
the-
that's what I would
The
need.
township board, is happy to work with HIDA in their mission to provide safe, affordable, and alternative transportation.
Right. Well,
Excuse me,
Right?
Maureen, are you recusing yourself from this because you're a direct employee of HIDA?
Well, I mean, I'm asking a question.
Right.
I'm able to support too, right? I'm able to support HIDA.
Not if you got a conflict.
Well, I remember you telling Margie Baldwin that you weren't going to vote on anything or be involved with HIDA either.
No, with the ferry.
Okay, well, I didn't know. If you don't want me
Okay.
to say anything, I won't.
Well, you
I
shouldn't.
can recuse myself. I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
then recuse yourself.
I can recuse myself. Sorry.
I don't think the board has any issues with supporting HIDA. It's just a matter of, I guess, the wording that the board as a whole feels comfortable with. Do you want it pinpoint specific to somebody? Do you want to give it to who it may concern? Do we,
I mean,
I'll sign as many specific
Right.
documents, that if you can produce them, who they're going to, and the scope is
What they're
narrowly
for.
defined like this, I can get behind this every time. Every time.
So how do you want me to write it to Dave McElroy then? How do you see it being written? That's what I'm asking, because
I love this format.
Want this format?
I love this format. It's going to be specific to Dave McElroy, his office, his title, his address. And,
Okay.
and lists your board members that you're seeking support from, right? The Harsons are
Right.
the Clay Township.
Well, Cindy, would you have a problem getting with me on that?
I have no problem doing that.
what we'd have to do is, I mean, we all don't have to sign it, but if the board approves to go for the signature, to do it, you can either give it to me or the clerk or both, supervisor and clerk, to sign it. We don't have to meet again, for
No.
time, because we got to the 22nd.
Yeah.
What if Mr. Bain was able to work with, say, Artie and Cindy in a non-violation of the OMA, and then if the scope is narrowed and you guys are supporting this, what if he sends it to the individual board members for support? I mean, would we be open for entertaining something like that? And I'm asking.
Well, I think that gets a little
Talking out
cumbersome
loud.
for him.
Yeah,
Then you got 7 letters versus one letter from us as a,
as a board.
Unified.
It should be one,
Yes.
one voice.
Yes.
Should be one voice from us.
Well, you're saying that, yeah, and I hear you, but he's asking for all of our signatures. So, you know.
Well, do you want me to rephrase it for one voice?
It's not needed.
Well, I don't want to put words in your
and
mouth.
that's the discussion
I just
we're
wanna
having here right
find
now,
out
and that's what discussion
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
why.
after.
I do these letters all the time. It says, it'll say the Board of Trustees hereby, supports X, Y, and Z.
So Harold and I had a very lengthy conversation earlier. We weren't able to talk much last week, but we were able to today, and I did send out some follow-up emails that you may not have gotten. But they're doing a fabulous job for what they have, right? But they all haven't grown up in governmental businesses
Yep.
to know OMA, to know, their bylaws, to double-check them. They're not grant writers, obviously, as Harold had said. So we had a lot of discussions of me trying to work with them a little bit more to kind of get them where they need to be with their postings and
Great.
their letters. And, this was kind of like, hey, I need something, so can your board sign it? So that we also discussed should be
Right.
a little bit, drill down a little bit more professional and have a little bit more.
Right, that's why
statutes.
I'm relying on you, Cindy.
So if you, as a board, want to narrow down, do you want it to be the support funding to seek if you like that line? Artie and Harold and I can get together tomorrow and put it together. I can send it out to you if you want to review it and everybody says okay, but really,
I'm fine with that line. And as long as it's addressed to the individual
Specific.
seeking support from,
No,
Great.
it's funding
One
for
more.
what? We should say, it's just, funding is pretty blank. What's the funding for? For more?
It's actually for feasibility study, environmental study funding. We're going for $750,000.
Okay, that should be in here.
But also, is that going to be for Dave McElroy? Does he need to know that? I don't think so. Your board may need to know that, but Dave McElroy
Right.
just wants to know that the board is on board with us.
Right.
That's all he cares about.
Okay.
Just like the last two agreements that they entered into, they just want to know that you're agreeing with us that, yeah, we're seeking to a new interwaterway transportation system. If it's coming to funding, I got to come to you guys again with direct funding and direct money and what it's going to be. I can't just go, hey, yeah, he already signed this for me, would you?
Right.
I already know that, but Blue Water wants to know that your Clay Township Board is backing HIDA and going out and getting these things. Because if you're not, then we have to go a different route. But I think the board, we're all here together for this.
Right.
So you need it for Dave.
Dave McElroy, and I'll probably need one for the St. Clair County Commissioners.
We'll need their address. Do we have Dave, in the spelling, do we have that?
No.
well, we can find McElroy's, can't we?
Nope. If you want to give me their
I'll get you all that stuff, Cindy.
formal spelling, their
I'll
address,
get you
if
all
you have
that.
it. If not, we'll try and run it down.
Right.
So to be clear, I'll make a motion to approve a letter, to create a letter with Harold, referring to support funding to seek alternative, safe, reliable transportation services to Harson's Island.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion?
I'm good with it.
Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next. We have a corporal position within Clay Township Police Department and to promote Officer Broccoli in that. And I see a lot of cops in the back with guns, and so it doesn't make me nervous one bit, but
So,
You got your letter, or you want a letter, or
no, I'm good.
you good?
No letters here.
Okay.
As you see what I put forward to you, with more and more challenges, especially we're getting more younger recruit officers in that end. We need more of that supervisory end of it, especially towards our night shifts. And this was a shift that we would always, it was a kind of a swing shift. And I thought, what better way to utilize this than be able to fill it, instead of with a junior officer, let's fill it with another supervisor that we really need. We always used to have a corporal's position here, and through attrition years back, we ended up losing those positions. So I'm looking to get that position back to help us out with this end of it and the supervision. You know, for several years, we've been down on the supervisor end of it, which is really tasked the supervisors that we have. I mean, we're getting phone calls every night, all night, so.
Okay.
Board,
I'll
I'd like,
entertain a motion first, then we can talk about it.
Board, I'd like to make a motion to approve the reinstallation of the position of corporal among the ranks of Clay Township Police Department command staff.
Support.
Does
So it may
that
be more
also
specific?
include, does that also include elevating Officer Broccoli into that position?
And secondly, it involves elevating Officer Broccoli into the newly stated corporal position.
Secondly, support.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion?
Well, then you should get Officer Broccoli to stand up there with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We need to embarrass him.
Come on up there, little guy.
Hey,
Yeah.
not it.
And with tradition that we've always had in here in Clay Township, we ask their significant other, Julie, to come up and pin his badge, take his patrol badge off, and
Oh,
pin his corporal badge on him.
well, we gotta vote for it first. Oh, go ahead and do it now. Julie, come on up.
Don't worry, George is here to bandage him up.
Yeah.
You want to take that one off? Steve.
Someone getting a picture? Yeah.
I got a bad view, not me.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you.
Ow.
Now's your chance, Julie. Perfect. You can just stand up here, big guy.
Okay. Now we had discussion from the spouse, right?
I like standing next to him.
Yes. And I personally think it's something well needed. Like you say, we have, younger guys on our police staff, and I know Officer Broccoli for a long time, and he has utmost respect of the guys, I believe, and he's very capable of being a supervisor.
I agree. I think he's always been a leader. It's just
Yep.
nice to see that the badge is on to support that position.
And we may need someone to break a door down in the evening, so.
I would listen to him.
Why his nickname is Sherman.
That's right.
Tank.
Sherman Tank, yeah, he's the man, so. Any more discussion?
No, but it's a promotion, so I think we should do a roll call.
Yep. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Chris O'Regan.
Yes.
Christy Hiltonen.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes,
Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Maureen Bory.
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes.
congratulations, motion carries.
Thank you. Yep.
You bet.
I'm corporal
Thank you.
now.
Congratulations, Corporal.
Congratulations.
We gotta get a new email for him now, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a new cards, too.
New cards? All right, great. Congratulations. All right, next we have to renew our contract with our chief of police, Michael Coach. And I put copies in there with, we marked the changes. I believe we did, didn't we, Cindy?
Yes.
I believe your changes were in red.
Yes.
Yep.
Bunch of red lines through here.
Yeah. So, sorry I didn't have this earlier, but we've been busy.
I'll make a motion to approve the police chief contract for Michael Coach.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? I will say that after tonight, we still have our department head for our water department for Lance to do. And I'm going to try to get that done in the next meeting. It's been busy, but we owe it to everybody, actually. All our department heads, so. Any more discussion?
I will say, nobody's complained, which has been very nice. However, they may have cried.
Yes, I know.
They have not complained, but they may have cried a little about
May
it.
cried a little bit, but, so,
I feel a little bit like Brad Holmes with the Jared Goff contract. I think we're getting a really good deal.
yeah,
I think
okay.
we got a high character guy.
Yeah,
The contract is certainly something I can get behind, and you know, he's proven his worth. So
Yeah.
I think we're lucky to have him.
me too.
Well deserved.
Yep, I'm just glad he doesn't want to retire yet.
We won't
for
let
sure.
him.
He's
Right.
too young.
That's why we have handcuffs. We just
He's
Yeah.
too young to retire.
tough him to the chair. All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Christy Hilton,
Yes.
Chris O'Regan,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Artie Bryson.
Yes. Motion passed. All right, next we have our contract for our code enforcement, code enforcer officer, Roman Gagliag. How do they say?
Garaga.
Garaga.
Garaga, thank you. Okay, I see him. Garaga.
Yeah.
We hired him full-time, and we're already seeing benefits of it, and thought, well, we need to get an employment contract, as we do with everybody, and so that's what we presented for you, and he was good with it, and presented for the board to approve.
Board, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Clay Township Code Enforcer contract for Roman Garaga.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion?
I think it's a position of need for us.
Yes, a position in need, he's doing a great job. Blight's always been an issue, it's in most communities, and he's tackling it head on. I already see some roads that are significantly better since we brought him on, and he's going with it full speed ahead, which is great. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Well needed. Thank you.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Chris O'Regan,
Yes.
Christy Hilton.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, next we have EDA membership. I met with Dan Casey, the head of EDA. Been meeting with him a lot over this 26-mile road and other things. I presented an idea to him, or a idea, that I think I mentioned in our board, that we got a lot of companies moving in our area, and they're bringing in employment from outside areas here. Mainly the Magna plant up in St. Clair right now. They are hiring, how many more people? I think 600.
Yeah, it was hundreds. That's
Yeah,
what I remember.
and 200 of these jobs were six-figure salaries or higher. And they're actually doing their...
Where are they at?
What's that?
Where are they at?
Yeah, I know.
Aren't they up on
Fill out my application right now? No. And they're actually doing worldwide job search, and I know the HR gal there. She was actually working on 7 different visas to bring people in from other countries.
Seriously, though, I mean, they're in St. Clair,
Yeah,
hiring 600 people.
yeah. And so my idea was to put get with Elginak, put a pamphlet together. Why should we, why not Clay and Elginak to live? And do a professionally done pamphlet. The head of HR said she would distribute it for us and get the schools involved, because, with real estate, everyone looks at the schools and everything else. Why should they live here versus St. Clair or Port Huron or anywhere else? I mentioned something to the EDA about that, and there's potentially some help there. I also mentioned, we have a empty light industrial factory on Fruit Road, the old Autocraft. Maybe they can help get somebody in there. And before we do anything, he would do anything, we have to join the EDA. Now, it depends on what level we join at. The basic level, it would cost us $1,250. And again, I wanted to do this sooner than later. I'm assuming that the EDA will pay for this, but I can't speak on their behalf. But I want to approve it, so if by some chance they don't.
I'm sorry.
You mean the DDA?
Did you mean
Or
DDA?
DDA. I'm sorry, EDA, DDA.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. By some chance they don't, I can't imagine it, because that's what they're for. I'd still like to go forward with this. I don't want to have to wait another month.
They do a really nice book every year.
Yes,
Are we going to be in the book this year?
yeah, I would assume so. And
Covers all the areas in St. Clair County and usually stops at Marine City.
he said if we joined the full membership was $8,400.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wasn't totally sold on that yet, but he said he would develop the pamphlet for us. And
He should.
Huh?
He should.
I know, but it wouldn't cover for printing. And I'm thinking, we could probably sell a couple of sponsorships, or a real estate guy and an insurance guy to pay for the pamphlet. So I wasn't totally sold on the full $8,400 membership. But for baby steps, I would entertain doing the $1,250 membership.
Looks like it goes up to 15,000.
Yes, it
membership
does.
levels.
So are they like open membership year from when you sign up to a year, or is it usually January to December?
I am not sure on that. I did not ask him that question. But the general public membership is $1,250 flat fee for all villages and townships.
Yeah, it's the bronze, yeah.
I don't mind seeing what we get out of it. I did check the budget. We do have availability in 265,961, which is miscellaneous.
Right.
Was
But-
the EDA pamphlet in the packet today?
No. Well, yes. The 2-page pamphlet.
Okay, it was.
We already joined SEMCOG, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it right there. Guess we'll give them a year and see if it's
Right.
worth the money. I mean, we do have some property that needs to be developed here,
Yes.
the island,
We have a couple parcels that are coming online in the next couple of years.
Be nice to have them bring some businesses down here.
Well, one thing I asked him is, we have a couple spots where we're talking about 85 homes. And of course, there would have to be infrastructure put in place, for roads and sewer water. And that gets quite expensive. And if the EDA has any help for that, and he says, yes, they do. I asked him for help and suggestions for downtown San Souci, which he could help us out there. And so I mean, I think for $1,250, it would be a good partnership. And you could sponsor us. I mean, they're more in tune on different things that are available than, you know, that's their job. And he also did say that they have working relationships with a lot of the HR people that are hiring within the county. So he could distribute the flyer that I want to make to those also.
Well, for $1,250, it seems like a lot of opportunities that will avail here.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, anybody make a motion yet?
Not yet.
No, waiting for you,
I'll make a
Mark.
motion to approve $1,250 for the township to join the EDA.
Support.
Motion and support. Do we have any more discussion?
So it looks like they're connecting, you know, both sides. Do we know how many members they have?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Those that are connecting the members are, you know, developers and builders to governments and municipalities, commercial to us, manufacturing to us, service industry to us. I just wonder, you know, if it's going to be within their own membership, how many members they have. I was just curious.
I don't know.
All right.
Can I just read the passage? The EDA is referred to the Economic Development Alliance, and their mission is to enhance and grow our region's economy and advance growth and prosperity in St. Clair County. So the membership directly supports the efforts to attract new business, provide resources, and encourage growth of existing businesses. So that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
For those who didn't get a chance to read it yet.
And I was quite involved with 26 Mile Road thing, and, you know, they played an important part on that. That, you know, they're working on bringing in companies in our area. You know, they got a stamping plant they're probably going to announce here pretty soon with 320 employees. I know there was mention of a new battery plant. They're looking for a place that they're talking about this plant needing 500 acres. And then also another 500 acres for satellite companies that will spin off of this. And it's down to St. Clair County, a couple properties in St. Clair County, and a property in Monroe. So,
Keep your fingers crossed.
yeah. So, like I say, you know, it's not in our township, but I believe we will benefit. So.
We have motion and support.
Yeah, that being said, any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next, we have set budget workshop dates. Our last ones kind of didn't work. I sent out an email with some possible dates. Now, on March 30th, that didn't work, did it?
No.
Got to
Okay,
be after April 6th for me.
all right. And I put out April 12th or 13th. 12th would work better for me.
I'm a yes, yes.
So Wednesday is good
Yeah.
for me.
And we're talking, what, from 10 to noon?
Change the time if you need to.
I have a seminar at 11, but I don't have to do
12th or
that.
13th?
He said the 12th was better for him.
Yeah, we got, I mean, I could change it. We have a union negotiation with one of the groups on the 13th.
We can do like 2 to 4 or something instead if, I mean,
I don't want to change that,
I want to change the
because we get
time.
behind on negotiations, and then it just,
Right.
so I don't want to change that.
The date. I mean, would you want to change the time from 2 to 4 or?
Oh, I don't care about that.
Instead of 10 to noon, just that way you can make it right. How long's your webinar?
On the 12th?
On the 12th, yeah, my webinar is from 11 to 12.
2 to 4?
Let's go 2 to 4 on the 12th. And then I had April 26th or 27th. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm good both days.
Yep, I'm,
I'll just stick with Wednesday. Yeah.
Mark's awful quiet over there.
How you looking, Mark?
Are you going to MTA?
is that?
Are you going to MTA?
Yeah,
When is that?
the week of the 17th.
Okay.
So Wednesday, the 26th then?
What time on the 26th?
10 to 12?
10 to 12?
I'll make Artie buy us lunch.
All right.
And the 12th is what time?
10 to 12 on, the 12th is 2 to 4. Okay, I'll make a motion that we have budget workshops April 12th from 2 to 4 and April 26th, 10 to 2.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion?
That is also removing the other dates, right?
Yes. Okay, no discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right. Oh, can't gavel yet.
No, not yet.
Board member comments. Cindy, do you have anything for us?
I just want to say thank you to Dale Williams because he is a very calm voice of reason in our dispatch, and he did a fantastic job. And congratulations to Corporal Broccoli. Hope this is the beginning of a nice, long commitment to our supervisory team there at Clay PD. That's all I got.
Maureen?
Congratulations, Corporal. That's all I have to say. Thanks for everybody to show up.
Congratulations as well, and I want to compliment the emergency response crews going over the island here in our tragic fire we had over there. Planning Commission this Wednesday, we have a public hearing on the Island Cafe, mini storage, expansion of a storage unit, and several other things. So it's going to be a lot of fun on the Planning Commission, so don't miss it.
You should sell tickets. Chris?
Yeah, just a couple quick things. Emergency sirens this Wednesday, 22nd at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
They'll be loud and in charge, I'm sure. Spring cleanup
Yep.
is May the 20th and then May the 21st, back to back for the island. And lastly, I have from the Blue Water Conservation District a spring order form. If anybody's interested in ordering trees, shrubs, fruit trees, plants, these are really, really affordable prices if you're in the market for any fruit trees or anything like that. This is something put on by the county. Unfortunately, order forms are due on no later than April 6th. So didn't give you much time, but you can find these at bluewatercd.org. bluewatercd.org if you're interested. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Chrissy?
I just want to say that we successfully settled with the county today on our 2022 tax roll.
Yay,
2022 officially over.
it's over.
Yes.
So if anyone has late, or we can't accept payments anymore, right?
No, we cannot.
So they have to go to the county
The county, yes. The
to,
county holds the roll now.
to make a payment on the late taxes. All right. Just want to say congratulations to Officer Broccoli, or actually, excuse me, Corporal Broccoli, well deserved. And you know, there's just so many positive things going. I'll tell you what, it's been busy. We got a lot of projects going on, and it's lots of positive stuff going on in our community, and it's heartwarming to see it all happen and how everyone's working together so well. You know, I had meetings with Ira and Algonac over this and that, and you know, with the county, and everybody's just working so well together. Couldn't say that years ago.
The mayor wasn't a sore loser either on the.
No, his tire kept on falling off, his wheel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff, and yeah, we have a great community. You know, it was 3 years ago. I know this because of Facebook that COVID hit, and we were all like kind of freaking out, how are we going to do this and that and this and that? And one thing I'm very proud of, we pulled together service groups, churches, first responders, other community leaders from neighboring, and we put together a community response program where it was awesome, and a lot of other communities tried to duplicate it, but they couldn't come close. You know, with our dispatch and everything, we were delivering people's medicines to their homes that were, prescriptions, and we figured out with the schools how the lunches were going to work because the schools were closed, and so every kid would have breakfast, lunch, and dinner twice for the whole week delivered to them. And we had volunteers go to the school to assemble those each week for the kids. We in a short amount of time, it was really impressive. If someone was high at risk, we would go have someone do their grocery shopping for them or pick it up and deliver it to their porch. It was really, really incredible how, and we had a lot of people call volunteer, and through our dispatch, we put the volunteers together with the people in need. We had elderly people that, couldn't get your grass cut back then, So we had a team of kids that would go around and do yard work for people that couldn't do it. That type of thing. It was really impressive. And I had so many communities contact us, hey, how are you doing that? And a few of them, they couldn't pull it off like we could. And that's what I say, our community, it's fantastic when there's a need and how it pulls together. And I just want to give kudos to everybody out there 3 years ago, because it made our lives a lot easier to take care of people during those times. So I'm glad we don't have to do it today. So that's all I have. Entertain one more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Done. Thanks for coming, everybody.